बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। 2025 की पहली वीडियो है ये वीकली एनालिसिस पे। न्यूज़ पे चलते हैं पहले जल्दी से। NFP वीक है और F1C जोर्स भी है। तो काफ़ी क्या कहते हैं बड़ी बड़ी चीज़ें हो रही हैं, इसलिए जब ये बड़ी बड़ी चीज़ें होती हैं हम क्या करते हैं, अपने आप को मैं रिमाइंड कराना चाहता हूँ। हम सबसे पहले तो उनसे दूर रह के ट्रेड करते हैं, यानी कि लंदन सेशन है फॉर एग्जांपल, जोर्स है शाम को 3 बजे है, तो अभी लंदन को मैं कर सकता हूँ क्योंकि अभी फासला काफ़ी है, 2 सेशन ऑलमोस्ट पड़े हुए हैं, ठीक है ना। लेकिन I wouldn't then trade New York because that's close to it. Okay, I'll keep my distance. And likewise, after the news, I want to see basically the news causing the damage. A lot of the times, it will cause the manipulation, unless it's been manipulating before it, in which case it will distribute. Either cases, I'm still not interested in trading it. Especially if it's something like Jolts, where it's gonna move a lot in a very short amount of time, then it's not significant or it's not relevant for me to trade it. Because you have Joe's ISF, both of them are heavy movers, so I'm okay. I'm content, okay, by not trading it. Now, Monday guzar gaya. There's only one piece of news. It wasn't that significant, but we still moved, but we moved without the news. So that again shows you there's manipulation going on because there's like almost 100 pip run happening without even news being there. So that again was a key signature that this week is going to be manipulated a lot. What does that mean? Well, that means more waiting on my part. I'm gonna have to wait more for the accumulation and the manipulation stages to be over before I go inside of the distribution, which is my goal, which is what will make me wildly profitable. So with the news that you're seeing here, Jolts, then obviously Wednesday, FOMC, and then finally, Thursday, not really much, but then it's not going to be tradable anyway because of NFP coming, on Friday, and this news as well. So a lot of things happening now. Again, very simple. Weekly is always very simple in my opinion. It's either going to be clear or it's not. Very rare it's not going to be clear. Normally it is, but I think it might actually be one of those weeks where it isn't that clear. Now, what did we do last week? Okay, we perfectly went into the higher time frame weekly SIBI that I want to remind myself of, that I've picked from the higher time frame weekly chart. So if I just show you this SIBI that I'm aiming at, okay. So I just want to go down to the daily. You can see that we're opening. Obviously, the daily's already happened here, as you can see. By the time I created the video, daily's already occurred. We already pushed quite heavily into the counterparty side of things. This BISI here, I would have thought it'll stay inside, but closed heavily. Retail's gonna think, oh, market structure shift happened. We topped here, we're gonna go lower, swing high, right? I'm not obviously thinking like that. Okay, as long as it keeps going up, I'm just gonna keep longing it. If it goes ERL, premium direction, risk off, then I'm just gonna long it. But I think should we see shift here, and then a body that closes below the weekly BISI here, I think if we lay a body of the daily below here, definitely I'm thinking, okay, yeah, maybe we can now see this completing and getting here. Okay, so I just need to set a criteria when I will shift my bias on the higher time frame. At the moment, we're still risk on. I'm sorry, we're still risk off. Okay, so pound lower and the dollar higher. And again, for this, there was a daily SIBI we managed to actually close outside of. Actually used it as a support. As you can see, we're just kind of sitting on it at the moment on the Monday closing. Okay, closed above here, and then obviously closing inside of the counterparty side of things. So last week was very easy. You had one weekly CB, it perfectly went up, hit it, boom, sell off. That would have been a nice sell there, or even in the New York, I could have just sold here, just held basically for the rest of the week. That's first swing trade idea. I want to discuss something I'm working on. Now, this week again, it's risk off. So, drawn liquidity, once the manipulation for the week is over, it will be, this BISI here. Now, unless we've shifted here, we're going to go risk on now. This will then act as a balanced price range, this BISI, this CB. Otherwise, we should have no problem completely streamrolling this BISI. In other words, this should not act as a support. This fair value gap, this BISI. And then this could be the drawn liquidity in that case, okay? But as you can see, we did actually hit a lot of key levels on the higher time frame. And just like the lower time frame, when we do that, there's a chance we can either then do a pullback, keep continuing that direction, or we could just reverse. It could cause us to reverse. Especially if there was a lot of interest in those levels and we paired liquidity up, counterparty liquidity has been paired, then obviously you'll see this behavior occurring where it's going to then reverse quite sharply from that direction. So that's that. So yeah, good luck with it. I'm just going to say, नया साल आराम से ली, अकाउंट लेने की जल्दी नहीं है. Look, द स्किल जो मैं अभी प्रैक्टिस कर रहा हूँ ना, मेरा जो फोकस है, मेरा फोकस फुल अकाउंट पास करना, वो ईजी जॉब है. मैं अभी चाहता हूँ कि सिर्फ हम अच्छे हो जाएं. अगेन, इसका ये मतलब नहीं कि मैं बिल्कुल ये सुता रहूँगा पिछले साल की तरह. दिस टाइम आई एम गोना पुश इट, क्योंकि देखो मैंने कंसिस्टेंसी तो फाइंड की है. मुझे पता है क्या वर्क कर रहा है, मुझे पता है कि मैं राइट होता हूँ, मुझे पता है उन कंडीशंस में जिधर मैं और ज़्यादा राइट होता हूँ, वाइल्ड प्रॉफिटेबल होता हूँ, मुझे वही पता है जिनमें नहीं होता. सो मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव है, जो मेरी स्ट्रेंथ्स है, जो चीज़ें अच्छे काम कर रही हैं, उनके ऊपर और इन्वेस्ट करना, उनको और बेहतर बनाना और उन पर कैपिटलाइज करना. और जो चीज़ें नहीं वर्क कर रही और जिनकी वजह से सेटबैक्स लग रही हैं हमें, ठीक है, उनको कम कर देना. ठीक है. और फिलहाल ये है कि जो एक्यूमुलेशन मैनिपुलेशन AMD डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मॉडल है, उसमें हम ANM में अक्सर फंस रहे हैं. वी आर ऑफन टू अर्ली टू द पार्टी. I want to say about 80% of the time we're early to the party. Have you been late to the party? Not as often. I can hardly recall the last time I was late to a trade. That's not normally the case. It's normally just we're too early, basically. We see something and often it's a double manipulation. We're just too early to the party. Manipulation happens. We know we're right. It's still going to go lower. Even though it's done like 2 buy-side raids. But that's just it. It's trying to counterparty liquidity pairing हो रही होती है. तो मेरा बेसिकली इशू है, तो अब हमें फोकस करना है कि हम मैनिपुलेशन को इग्नोर करते हुए टाइम के साथ पेयर करके टाइम बेस्ड आइडिया के साथ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन को हम कैसे ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं. ये मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव होगा इंशाल्लाह. ये मैं अगर मैनेज कर लूँ वो आप वाइल्डली प्रॉफिटेबल हो सकता हूँ मैं. उसके बाद फिर ओबियसली मैं पिरामिड जो मैं ऐड करता हूँ वो करूँ डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में, वो हाई लो रेजिस्टेंस रन होगा, बूम करके प्रॉफिट हिट करेगा मेरा. ईजी टू मैनेज होगा, स्ट्रेस भी नहीं होगा, नॉट बी डन, चार्ट पे 5 मिनट्स में होगा. ये मेरा गोल है बेसिकली.